Well, an internal Facebook document suggests that an FBI agent lied under oath about communications he had with Facebook to suppress the Hunter Biden laptop story. Weird. Now, House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan has been investigating these alleged ties between social media and government's role in censorship. Congressional correspondent Kamani Ducard has more from these developments from Capitol Hill. Kamani?
Chairman Jim Jordan says his House Judiciary Committee and House Select Subcommittee on the so-called weaponization of federal government have uncovered smoking gun documents that reveal how the U.S. government and big tech have worked together to suppress free speech online. Jordan has zeroed in on Elvis Chan, a San Francisco FBI agent, as a key player in facilitating communications between the Bureau and big tech as part of the FBI's Foreign Influence Task Force. Jordan says Chan met with Facebook on October 14, 2020, the day the New York Post published the Hunter Biden story, but lied about it in an ongoing federal investigation. In his testimony, Chan claims he was unaware of any communications between Facebook and the FBI about the Hunter Biden laptop story. These statements are part of a lawsuit that were brought by Missouri and Louisiana against the Biden administration, which accuses the White House of suppressing free speech. Meanwhile, the House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer says he will release more bank records this week. We're told from an Oversight Committee spokesperson those bank records will be from Kazakhstan, Ukraine, and Russia. Hunter Biden reportedly received a $3.5 million wire from Elena Baturina, one of Russia's wealthiest women and the widow of Moscow's former mayor. A Senate report says it was sent to a Rosemont Seneca Thornton account, an investment firm co-founded by Hunter Biden. Last week, Devon Archer testified that in the spring of 2014, then Vice President Joe Biden and Hunter Biden met with Baturina at Cafe Milano restaurant here in Washington, D.C. The White House counsel's office releasing a statement today saying reports of that transaction have been debunked by the Washington Post. Meanwhile, the House Oversight Committee has pointed out that Baturina is the only Russian oligarch not to be sanctioned under the Biden administration.
Kilmany, thank you. Unbelievable. Well, the more we talk about Tanya Chutkan, though, the judge in the Trump's J6 case, the more we learn that she's probably one of the most partisan judges that could ever have possibly been assigned to this trial. In addition, her past business dealings have raised a lot of eyebrows, to say at the very least. As we covered before, an investigative reporter recently discovered that the judge worked at the same law firm as none other than Hunter Biden between 2010 and 2014. And in May of 2014, that same law firm conducted business with Burisma via the president's son. Say it ain't so. So here's a simple question. Are you angry yet? I am. I'm way past that point. Keep in mind, as a taxpayer, like it or not, we are funding this witch hunt against the political persecution of Donald Trump. Whether we like it or not, our federal government can commit unlimited resources and deploy total hacks like Jack Smith, Tanya Chutkan, in its relentless effort to put Donald Trump in a jail cell or at very least out of the race. And when Donald Trump defeats these charges and is rightfully vindicated for any wrongdoing, what avenues does he have to recoup his time, his energy, damages, finances that he used to clear his name? Joining me now to help answer that, Trump attorney Jesse Binnall. Jesse, appreciate you being here. The number one thing is, Trump tweeted out the other day, you go after me, I go after you. But in this case, can he really recoup any of the moral, legal, and emotional damage that's been done at this point?
Yeah, Carl, that's a great question. And unfortunately, right now, the way our criminal justice system is set up, there are not many remedies to go and recoup your life that you've lost while the federal government has been going after you. The process really is the punishment in these cases. There are some very rare cases where you can get some of your costs paid back to you. But it's exceedingly rare, and you'd probably have to go to a court in Washington, D.C. to do it. So you can guess what that's probably going to be like for Donald Trump. And the simple fact is, This is why that they want to go after him, is they want to do everything they can to bleed him dry, and not just him, but also Trump supporters, for the amount of people that they have brought in front of the grand jury and labeled as potential subjects in the investigation. They're bleeding those people dry right now too.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're charging everybody up and down the pipeline in an effort to try to get them to flip on the man. But let's watch this clip, though, from MSNBC, the dredges of that place, with Joy Reid. She made this desperate attempt to compare January 6th to the riots at Union Square in Friday. Look at this.
Famous person summons a crowd to a specific location using social media. Turns into a riot. Dozens arrested on the spot. Not a year later, like the MAGAs who attacked our Capitol on January 6th. Our criminal justice system is definitely bifurcated, but not bifurcated against Donald Trump, bifurcated in favor of him.
Jesse, that'll be the first time I've ever heard anybody on the left ever say that. But I mean, like, this totally different cases, right?
Oh, of course, they're completely different cases. And most importantly, when it comes to President Trump, he encouraged people to peacefully and patriotically make their voices heard. And what we've seen time and time again is that the justice system in D.C. has ignored not only President Trump and his rights, but the rights of those who support him. So when President Trump says that they're not coming after me, they're coming after you, I'm just in the way. And he's absolutely right. And we're seeing that time and time again, that the establishment, the bureaucratic establishment in Washington, D.C., that really runs this city, they cannot stand Trump. They cannot stand Trump supporters. They want to get back to the days where they ran the country, regardless of who was in office, that Democrats and Republicans could come and go, but the bureaucracy would always reign supreme. Donald Trump's the first one to challenge that, and that's why they keep coming after him.
Yeah, it's almost like fire everybody and say you can never work for the federal government if you've worked there for a period of time in the past. Jesse Binnall, we appreciate you being here very much.